Here we have our Stitched Blooms bundle. It's a stamp and die bundle, but one thing that I really like about this is that the die actually takes center stage with this bundle. Usually it's the stamp and then we have a coordinating or a supporting die, but this one, there's a lot of fun and unique qualities to the die. And so I'm gonna actually choose to talk about that first. You can see the largest piece here. It's actually a stitched die where it has the little stitched lines. And I'm gonna show you, hopefully, yeah, there you go. You can see that really nice and clear. If you use that twice and then you flip it around and use it again, it can give you a beautiful full stitched background. And I just love how delicate those stitched lines look. And we looked at a bunch of different ways of how close that stitch could be together. And this is where we landed and I just love it. So you can see that there are other dies in there that support this background really nicely. There's a few label pieces. We have a die, dies that say thank you. There's one that says love. And then there are also these little frame dies that cut out these floral images that you can use to accent in the background. And it's kind of fun. So you can see these stamped and die cut flower and leaf elements. They look really nice when you layer them on top of the stitched background. So that was a very intentional design element of this, that the die cut pieces work really nicely with that stitched background. And I did want to point out that this bundle coordinates beautifully with our Blooms Turnabout stamp set. And if you pick up this bundle, we wanted to make this a nice price point. So we have a small stamp set to support the die. And then if you wanted to pick up this larger 6x8 double Blooms Turnabout, it's a really nice product pairing. So I didn't want to forget to mention that we have a really nice coordinated turnabout that looks nice with this stamp set and die. I wanted to show you also how some of these dies work together. So I'm going to push these up and out of the way a little bit. So we have this label shape in here. And in the stamp set, there's the Thinking of You stamp there. And it fits really perfectly inside of that label shape. But then we also have some of these longer, more linear cursive stamps that that look really, really nice inside of that longer stitched label there. And to keep in, like, to make it feel really nice and coordinated, we have included that stitched element on these labels. It just really made sense for the overall look and feel of the dies. So we also have the thank you and the love inside in there. And you can see that the U is separate because then you can do love you or thank you. And then you could also choose to do them side by side. So you can stack them for this label shape or use them side by side. We're always trying to think about how to extend the use of our stamps and dies. And so that was very intentional to keep those separate so that you can get multiple looks there. And then you can also see that, you know, you can use this other label shape just to get a different look as well. So I want to now show you some of the projects that we've used. And I'm just gonna, somebody was commenting one time about how we just slide things off to the side. It's the easiest way though, but I'm gonna make some room now for our samples that we've made using this Stitched Blooms stamp and die bundle. Okay, here we have a really clean and simple card, but you can see that we've used the stitched die background and we've used it twice. And then we've just layered it with a bunch of these die cut out stamped flowers and leaves, and then just layered it on top with a love you. And that is actually using the love and the you die, and we've just pieced it right back in there. And I love this card. It's just, there's so many things. I love the balance of it all. And I do love a nice clean white card base with lots of color on top of it. So really nice, beautifully timeless card. So here we actually have a little set of cards for you. And this is actually just used these have just used the stitched floral background. We've just used those once, and you can see it kind of creates like a half circle design on that card, and then just accented it very simply with a little hello and a little flower on there. Super simple. These would be great for a little note card, a little gift pack of note cards that you could just use some really nicely coordinated cardstocks. Here is a similar card to this first one, but we've actually fussy cut around the outside of that to give it a little more dimension. I just love how much that looks like a nice lace floral background, and then just accented it with a little label that says thinking of you, and some die cut stamped flowers. This is really fun. We've actually taken the stitched background and we've done it twice, and we've done it on watercolor paper, and so it's a little hard to see in video. I'm going to pull that up closer so you can see those stitched elements are showing through, but I just love that it turns it into this really vintage look, and I just think it's a really fun, different take on using the die. Okay, and now we've actually, instead of stacking the die on top of each other like this and then flipping it around like that, we've actually used it coming onto the card this way and then coming onto the card that way. So it creates kind of this staggered backdrop and just a fun, different use of it. And then we've incorporated the Modern Frame bundle, which is where this irregular hexagon shape comes from. And then we took some of the sentiments from the Blooms Turnabout and then accented it with some of our stamped and die cut flowers from this Stitch Blooms bundle. So there you have it. There's just so many fun uses of this, and we love when you can just get so many uses out of one stamp and die bundle. And I love that it's not a huge stamp set and it's not a huge die set. So if you're looking to craft a little bit more on a budget, this is a perfect bundle for you. You can get a lot of mileage out of it, and as you can see from these cards, there's so many options that you can use with these products. So there you have it, the Stitch Blooms bundle.